Music theory and jazz theory in specific can seem really complicated and overwhelming. I often talk to students that try to read a thick theory book like this one and ended up being more confused than before. But actually, it doesn't have to be like this. There's nothing complicated about jazz theory at all. Most people just approach it the wrong way. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it better. Did you know that many of the greatest jazz musicians didn't really know jazz theory that well? In the early days, many jazz musicians would make up their own theory, naming, for example, chords in a way that made sense for them. Later, in the big band era, for example, young saxophone players would join a big band and would be taught the necessary theory by the guitarist or pianist of the big band. But this would happen only after they joined the band already, so after they would be already pretty good players. Dick Oates, one of the great alto saxophone players of our time, once said that he for a long time didn't know anything about theory. He just played. Only later he understood what he was actually doing. And there were even players that never really knew anything about jazz theory at all, like Chet Baker, for example. His whole career he mostly played by ear and probably had never heard anything about backdoor dominance, tritone substitutions, etc. In my opinion, this can show us two things that are often misunderstood. First, theory follows practice. The reason why so many people fail to understand jazz theory is that they haven't played enough yet. And the second thing is theory is overrated. It's not that important actually. You should know it eventually and it will help you become a better player, but it's absolutely secondary to the practical part of playing. So what should you do to understand jazz theory better? The foundation to understanding jazz theory is to build up the practical knowledge of chords in different keys. If you see a certain chord, you should be quickly able to recall the chord tones simply because you played this on your instrument so many times already. A great way to start building up this practical knowledge is by practicing 2-5-1 progressions in different keys. 2-5-1 progressions are the backbone of jazz. And for anyone who's totally new to jazz, I will briefly explain what a 2-5-1 progression is. I will concentrate here only on the necessary theoretical information you need. So let's take a C major scale. We can build a triad on each of the notes of the C major scale. For that, we use the notes of the C major scale and simply always skip a note. So for the C major triad on the first degree, we have C, then we skip D and get E, then we skip F and get to G. For the D minor triad on the second degree, we start with D, then we skip E and get to F, we skip G and get to A. When we continue like this, we get a triad on each of the 7 degrees of the scale. You might have already heard that in jazz we don't only use triads, we use 7th chords. For that, we add a 4th note on each triad and again skip one note in between the chord tones. For C major, we skip A and add B. And for D minor, we skip B and add C. So to summarize, we took the C major scale and on every degree of the scale, we stacked 4 notes on top of each other, always skipping one note in between. In jazz, we find one combination of chords all the time, the 2-5-1 progression. And this would mean in C major that we have D minor 7 on the 2nd degree, G7 on the 5th degree, and C major 7 on the 1st degree. And luckily to these chords, we already know the chord tones. So let's stop with theory for now and let's start playing. It's very easy to get started with this. First, improvise always using the first note, also called the root of each chord. Next, add the third of each chord. After you've done this for a while, you will notice that it gets easier to imagine these chords in your head. And this will be the foundation to understand anything more challenging. The more keys you practice the 2-5-1 progression in, the better. This will help you to not only navigate C major, but also other keys as well. You can find a free PDF with the 2-5-1 progression in all keys and the according chord tones on my website. I will leave the link up here, and down in the comments. So again, learning the 2-5-1 progression in many keys is one of the foundational things you need to do to understand jazz theory better. Of course, there are more things to practice, like for example the chords on the different scale degrees of the major scale. You can practice this as well in C major and then also in other keys. If you would like me to do another video on that, let me know down in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to support me, make sure to click like and maybe even leave a comment. This really helps the algorithm to understand that the video is interesting for viewers and it will show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos like this. And if you want to get more into 2-5-1 progressions now, make sure to check out this video next, where I show one essential exercise that will help you play better lines over 2-5-1 progressions. By the way, if you're totally new to improvisation and you're looking for an easy way to start, you can also check out my ebook Jazz Improvisation for Beginners on my website. Thanks for watching and see you next time.